100% Chelsea. Hello everyone, welcome to this brand new video where I am going to give you my reflection and thoughts on our 2-2 draw at Newcastle. And remember, before the game, I did say that it would most likely be an easy game. Newcastle are not on form at all. However, they can decide to show up because when they do decide to show up, it's always against us. It's like they're playing Champions League final. It's always against us. But I really thought this time, and I'm going to be completely honest, I really thought we would go there and it wouldn't be so hard because we're facing a team here who's completely out of sorts, out of shape, down, no confidence, been on a losing streak, and we decided to not show up on the day that we had to show up against a team that are completely down. And completely abysmal first half. Abysmal. There's no excuse. I don't care how bad the opposition are. But when you show up and play a first half like that against Newcastle, where we're meant to be champions, we're meant to have at least a solid team. We're the sort of team where if we're playing badly, it's still okay. To other teams, they're still going to find it hard. They're still going to have a hard time. Yes, well, against Newcastle, they went 2-0 up. They went 2-0 up, and because of basic schoolboy defensive errors. Completely schoolboy defensive errors. The first goal was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I don't know how. The organisation between Zuma and Ivanovic just collapsed. It was like there's nothing there. And the striker, forgot his name, Ayote, I'm not sure, was there, received the ball in between two defenders like Zuma and Ivanovic, just there, received the ball, took his time, touch, looked up, volley, boom, finished it. And both of them are just looking at each other like, is he mine or is he yours? Is he mine or is he yours? And nothing got done about it. Nothing got done. And I blame both of them for that goal. I blame Zuma because it was Zuma's man that he was marking. Okay, he should have stayed on him. However, he got his attention diverted, and that's just inexperience. I think he's a young boy. I don't fully blame him. But he got his attention diverted by the ball that was about to come into the box. He was in front of the striker. Ivanovic was behind the striker, and Ivanovic and his experience should tell him that if he knows his centre back, who's next to him, is not paying attention to that defender, there isn't enough time to go, hey, Kurt, by the way, you got a man there, mark him. You can't do that because there's a ball about to be whacked into the box. So Ivanovic, with no one else to mark, no one else was there. His focus should have just gone straight to that striker, stay right behind him, get ready to intervene if needed, and the problem would have been resolved. They wouldn't have scored because had the ball come in and Zuma lost him, which he did, Ivanovic would have been able to cover. And that's the fullback's job sometimes, just as much as the centre-back for the fullback. They got to cover each other when needed. Both of them didn't do their job there. However, as I've said, Zuma, probably down to inexperience. He's a young boy. You're going to make mistakes when you're that age. Understandable. However, for Chelsea's calibre, you really shouldn't be. However, also, with someone like Ivanovic, he should be covering. He should be covering. Should be. So I do blame both of them there. Second goal, again, just complete misorganization, completely out of order, no defense, nothing going on. Everyone's just so static. The man belonged to Fabregas. It was Fabregas' man originally, but again, Ivanovic was there who could have intervened. Didn't. Instead, he did what he usually does and put his hands behind his back. And I don't understand that. If the ball hits your hand, it hits your hand. At least the ball didn't go in the net. You're giving your goalkeeper a chance to possibly save a penalty and not concede if you have your hands out. So I don't get it. I don't know why he constantly does this. He should stop doing that and get his focus more on marking attackers. But the goals yesterday were really basic schoolboy errors. Basic. And I agree with Mourinho saying the first half was a -1 out of 10 performance. Second half, much better. Started shooting. Ramirez came on and gave an option. Again, the problem with shooting. When am I going to stop? When am I going to stop talking about shooting from outside the box or just shooting when you have the chance? Because Ramirez came on, hit it, went top corner. And we've slated Ivanovic. Not Ivanovic, sorry. We've slated Ramirez quite a lot. Well, not a lot. But we've slated him, at least this season, saying he's not been really up to par. He's not really first team. he shouldn't play. He makes mistakes. He's vulnerable. But he can offer that. He can offer that lifeline sometimes. And yesterday he did. He got back that first goal, got the belief a bit up against a struggling Newcastle in the league, and eventually we nicked a 2-2 draw, which, to be fair, is lucky. I'd rather just leave with a point than no point, so I will take a point. But yesterday, we should not be taking just a point against someone like Newcastle. We should be going there and getting all three. We really should. And we should have capitalised on the fact that City got battered by Spurs. Never thought I'd say that. You know, and again, we didn't. We didn't. We didn't. And you'd think after our run recently, beating Arsenal, beating Tel Aviv, beating Warsaw, we got on a little streak. And we've just gone and stopped it. And to be fair, as I said, at least it's not a loss, because a loss would have been a real disaster. A real disaster. At least we went there, we clawed back, got 2 goals and took a point. Away from home, as I said, not a disaster. But it's a situation that we should not be getting ourselves into in the first place. I don't understand. I don't understand why we're so bad. And then, as Mourinho said, second half, we were good. How do you make the transition from so bad to good in the space of 15 minutes? I don't understand. You end the first half. You're completely out of order. 15 minutes, you come out and you're back to normal. I don't get it. As Mourinho said, I don't understand. If you're going to have a bad game, you're going to have a bad game. But to show that you did well in the second half and you didn't do well in the first half means it was probably just down to you and not putting 100% in. And when you're playing for Chelsea, you need to put 100% in every single minute of every game. There's no excuse. This is why we're fighting for titles. This is why we're fighting for trophies. And at this rate, it's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And I'm glad Mourinho understands that. And he said he wanted to make six changes at half-time. He obviously couldn't, because you can only make 3. But again, you know, it gets to a point where a few people blame the manager. And me, being someone with our history, I would blame the manager. But when it comes down to this, Mourinho has the players available to him. And they're not doing the job. You know, and I will be doing a separate video, which will be up after this, about the team itself and selection, because I want to address that issue. However, I want to make the quick point now. Mourinho has a team available, and he's picking the team which should be the best team we have, and I don't disagree. When you have players like Hazard and Matic and Fabregas and you know, Azpilicueta, you know, it's a team where you're thinking Pedro. It's a team where you're thinking, there's no guys better than this in the whole squad. You know, so I don't blame Mourinho for picking them. However, I think other options might have to be tried out, because it's just, we're having such a terrible start to the season, and it's not changing. So what needs to be done? I will explain everything about the team in the next video, so check that out. But there we are, 2-2 on the day, took a point. Thankfully, just thankfully, we left with a point, because the rate we were going, probably should have left with none. So we're lucky. We're lucky. Thank you all for watching. Leave me your comments about the game itself. 2-2. How do you think we performed? Who do you think played well? Who do you think didn't? I want to give a shout out to Begovic, who kind of did okay. To be fair, it could have been worse if it wasn't for Begovic. But there we are. Leave me your thoughts. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you are new. Check out all the social media links in the description below. And I'll see you over on the other side at the next video. Take care. Have a good day. And bye.
Specialist in failure. Bye-bye! See you later, boys! If that isn't video of the week, I don't know what will be.